What's good, you guys? You know who it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. Relentless Lex, and I'm back like I never left this mother. Yes, Sirski. Hello, somebody. All right, so we got Jaguar back again. It says Jaguar Wright leaks evidence of Gabrielle Union and Dwyane Wade at Diddy freak-offs. Said Dwyane is G-A-Y word, bro. And from the looks of this picture right here, I can see why we all think that. Spicy.
So it looks like another name has been added to the ever-growing list of celebrities who have allegedly been tied to Diddy's freak-offs because Jaguar Wright just named Gabrielle Union and Dwyane Wade as some of Diddy's alleged freak-off partners. Well, Gabrielle and Dwyane have faced some drama in the past over Dwyane's infidelity, as well as all these allegations that Dwyane is on the down low and has had multiple boyfriends. Well, according to Jaguar Wright, not only is Dwyane on the DL, but he has also been one of Diddy's boyfriends and freak partners. And get this, Jaguar is also claiming that the feds have videos of Dwyane getting bent over and getting clapped by Diddy, and Jaguar had a lot to say about that crazy affair. All right, y'all, let's really talk about this Gabrielle Union and Dwyane Wade situation, because there's been a lot of chatter lately about this possible divorce, and we've all been wondering what's really going on. Well, buckle up, because the drama is piping hot. Word in the streets is that their marriage hit a rough patch, and the reason is that Dwyane might have been allegedly stepping out with other men. Well, Gabrielle is allegedly over it and tired of playing the role of his beard, even though she was allegedly involved in the action with Diddy and her husband, who was one of Diddy's alleged boyfriends. Well, now rumors of Dwyane Wade cheating on Gabrielle are nothing new, because it goes way back to when they started dating. One of his numerous side pieces spilled the tea even back then, saying, "I too have my situation with Dwyane. Can't lie, he is great in bed, but I definitely would not take him seriously the way Gabrielle does. He sleeps with and flies bees out all the time. They like to act like they are Michelle and Barack, when in reality, things are not what they seem." She continued, "Every time some type of gossip comes out, they have to make an appearance to show the media how real they are. He's involved with many girls, and that's to say the least. And everyone that deals with him knows this. Either Gabrielle knows this and doesn't care, or she is playing dumb, which I find hard to believe." Well, according to Jaguar Wright, Dwyane wasn't just stepping out on Gabrielle with women, because his shenanigans have also involved some secret rendezvous with men too, if you catch my drift. Well, Jaguar Wright's claims are pretty interesting because there have been whispers about Dwyane living on the down low and have been floating around for a hot minute, but no one really gave him that much attention. I mean, the man was married before Gabby, so it kind of threw people off the scent. Plus, when he and Gabrielle briefly split, homeboy didn't waste any time fathering a child with someone else, so folks didn't believe the rumors about him being gay until Jaguar pulled up with the facts. But according to Jaguar, those relationships with women might have been more about keeping up appearances than anything else. And I'm not saying that he didn't care about or love the woman he was involved with in his own way, but according to Jaguar, he wasn't really into them like we thought. According to Jaguar, protecting his DL secret was clearly his top priority. It's like he's been living a double life right under our very noses. But it's interesting that Jaguar brought this up, because fans have been noticing something pretty interesting about these two. Remember when they broke up and he had a breakup baby on her? Well, years later, Gabrielle spoke about how hurt she was by his actions, saying, "It should go without saying that we were not in a good place at the time that child was conceived, but we were doing much better when he finally told me about the pregnancy. To say I was devastated is to pick a word on a low shelf for convenience. There are people, strangers I will never meet, who have been upset that I have not previously talked about that trauma. I have not had words, and even after untold amounts of therapy, I'm not sure I have them now. But the puzzle pieces are starting to fit together now, and fans are now putting two and two together, like a Rubik's Cube. Because people have always been side-eyeing how Gabrielle took Dwyane back after the whole break baby drama. But now there's a new theory floating around that might just explain it. Some folks are saying that Gabrielle initially dumped Dwyane when she found out that he might be on the down low. But then once the baby was born, Dwyane worked his charm and convinced her it was all a big misunderstanding. cheating and that he was straight, allegedly. Well, the next thing we knew, sis was giving him a second chance at love. Let's not forget about how their quickie marriage happened right after they got back together. The streets are now saying that Dwyane was really eager to put a ring on it before Gabrielle could change her mind. And there's even talk that the baby wasn't as much of a surprise as it seemed, with people talking about how Dwyane might have planned it all to get her back. If this is true though, it definitely worked because Gabrielle took that ring and ended up getting married to him. But this is where things got even more suspicious. People have noticed that Dwyane and Gabrielle keep things really quiet when it comes to Xavier, the infamous break baby, because it's like he doesn't even exist to them. Now let's give Dwyane his flowers though. He's a great dad to his other 3 kids, and we've all seen the love and support he shows Zaya, especially through her journey as a trans teen woman. Well, Dwyane even went head to head with his ex-wife in court to make sure Zaya could live in her truth, and we're going to get into this in a little bit. But when it comes to Xavier, it's crickets from him and Gabrielle. They ignore him so hard that sometimes fans forget that the boy even exists, and before anyone tries to come for Dwyane, saying he doesn't show Xavier love because of some kind of beef with the boy's mom, who isn't.
No, I know that I've heard that they did the sex change thing for their kid to have a role in a Disney movie. And I don't know how true it is, but allegedly that's what I heard. They're trying to get a contract with Disney. That's why where the whole thing stemmed from, with the sex the gender transformation.
His baby mama, let me stop you there, because Dwyane and Xavier's mom were actually close friends for a long time before things got complicated, and they started sleeping together when he and Gabrielle took a break. Plus, we all know that Dwyane can't stand his first wife Siobhan Funches, yet he's still an amazing father to their 2 kids. So, the he doesn't like the mom excuse doesn't explain why he would ignore baby Xavier. But if Dwyane really did plan his baby as part of some strategic move to win Gabrielle back to prove he's straight, wouldn't it make perfect sense to pick a longtime friend as the baby mama? I mean, it sounds calculated, but it kind of checks out, going by everything else we know about these 2. So like I said, the streets are saying that Gabrielle might have had her doubts from the jump, but Dwyane worked some magic with the whole break baby situation and convinced her to give their relationship another go. For a while, they were that it couple, the poster children for Black love in Hollywood, 2 successful powerhouse celebrities madly in love. What could go wrong? Well, as it turns out, there was a lot that could go wrong. The internet really started giving them the side eye when Gabrielle dropped a little tea in an interview, casually mentioning that they split their bills 50-50. Yeah, straight down the middle. This had fans shook though, because let's be real, that's not the kind of vibe you expect from a power couple who have serious dough.
It's weird to say I'm head of household, because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work, you better work. You gonna sleep in?
This situation really had fans feeling some type of way, especially when you consider Dwyane's much higher earnings compared to Gabrielle's. I mean, her net worth is impressive at around $40 million, but Dwyane Wade is worth more than $170 million, which is 4 times her wealth. So it's no wonder fans were confused as to why they even had a 50-50 situation to start with. Like, sir, we know that she's not looking for a sugar daddy, but you could definitely cover more than half of the tab. But just when you thought that it couldn't get any messier, Dwyane talked about a situation in an interview which made her relationship seem less romantic and more like a business partnership. Apparently this whole 50-50 arrangement wasn't his idea at all. It was Gabrielle's. But the reason? During a heated argument, Dwyane made a comment that rubbed her all the wrong types of way and left her feeling unsafe financially. So she decided that she had to split everything down the middle.
We decided together, because I think I said one time when we was in Miami, I said something about it being my house that I paid for. My wife looked at me, she was like, you will never say that to me again when it's something that we share. And so my wife was like, that when we moved to LA, I got half on it. You will never say my house again. Wow.
Oh, and y'all know how I said that the fans believed that he had a baby to convince her that he wasn't gay? Well, it turns out that Gabrielle still had her doubts because she went to great lengths to make sure that her money wasn't tied to him in the first place for the first couple of years of their marriage. In an interview, she said, The biggest difference between this and the last marriage will be a prenup, at my insistence. When you have your own stuff, you don't need to worry about anyone else's stuff. So everyone should go into the relationship knowing I'm here for you and you're here for me. And the reality is, I've never seen Dwyane balance a checkbook, so I gotta protect my stuff. It's the way of the future. Now, getting a prenup is generally a smart move. But it wasn't just Gabrielle's insistence on splitting bills that had people talking. The whole vibe around how it played out had everybody looking at the relationship like they was crazy. But as messy as that was, it's nothing compared to the shocking revelation that Jaguar Wright dropped about Dwyane since came through with some tea, claiming that Dwyane was living on the down low and regularly hosting wild gay pool parties, right in his and Gabrielle's mansion.
Guess it just moved over to the Wade house.
Energy transfers.
And I'm not saying that because of their trans daughter. I'm saying that because of the artist that I just spoke to not that long ago that got invited to a party at their house. Everything was cool up front till they went to the back and there was a bunch of old and young boys back there, all ass naked in the Wade house. So I find it funny that Gabrielle's sitting there talking about Boosie.
Oh, you know Jaguar has always had some tea to spill, and nobody's ever sued her, so y'all better know that she's not capping. Her story just made fans more convinced that Dwyane might be on the down low, and it added more fuel to the fire. And a couple of months ago, the gossip blog Domoy revealed that Dwyane had gotten caught in the company of another lady. The blog wrote, Dwyane is very close to a woman, not Gabrielle. He was spotted getting very close to her, spoke to her very intimately while I was there for 2 hours. Gabrielle also has some interesting posts on her Instagram. When clarity, truth, and transparency are present, there's only room for evolution. Gabrielle just posted on her Snapchat a pic of her daughter. I'd do anything for her piece. They also said, somebody else messaging me that Dwyane keeps posing with the kids and not with Gabrielle. Gabrielle has also been posting with their daughter, and not their other kids. An insider said they will be like Will and Jada. If they ever separate, they will keep it quiet and live their separate lives, but keep a united front for years if necessary. Well, Jaguar Wright, of course, had something to say about this because she's claiming that the woman that Dwyane was spotted out and about with was a male cross-dresser, y'all. According to Jaguar, Gabrielle was allegedly well aware of Dwyane's little secret rendezvous with men, but she allegedly turned a blind eye to it because she also was drawn into that life. Now, according to Jaguar, Dwyane and Gabrielle were allegedly one of the frequent faces at Diddy's parties, but unlike the other victims who Diddy forced to be at the parties, Gabrielle and Dwyane were willing participants and allegedly loved every minute of it. And get this, Jaguar also revealed that this debauchery is the reason that Dwyane's first wife, Siobhan Funches Wade, is fighting him for custody of their daughter Zaya. Now, for context, Zaya is a trans female, and according to Jaguar, Dwyane is trying to spin the narrative to paint Siobhan as a transphobe, when all Siobhan wanted to do was to remove their daughter from their toxic environment. And Siobhan has been in a bitter battle with Dwyane, accusing him of manipulating Zaya and using her for his personal gain. But Jaguar is claiming that Dwyane is allegedly living out his fantasies through Zaya. Dwyane and Siobhan split back in 2007, and the divorce was a hot mess. I'm talking full-blown chaos and drama, and even 12 years later, the bitterness is still real. But if anything, the tension between them seems to have only gotten worse over time. Now, their daughter Zaya, who was assigned male at birth and originally named Zion Malachi Aramis Wade, came out to her family a few years ago and has been living in the truth ever since. She's been known as Zaya for so long that people barely even remember her birth name, Zion. But here's where things took a crazy turn. Dwyane decided to make things official and filed for legally changing the name from Zion to Zaya Malachi Aramis Wade. Even though she's been Zaya for years, all her legal documents still list her birth name and gender as male. So Dwyane, being the father with full custody, decided it was time to get those papers in order and make it official. Now, when Dwyane and Siobhan split, he was awarded full custody of both Zaya and their other son Zaire. That means he's had all the legal authority over them, making decisions without needing Siobhan's input. But when he went to change Zaya's name, he decided to give Siobhan a heads up. Well, that turned out to be a mistake of sorts because Siobhan wasn't on board at all with the name change, and she raised hell for Dwyane in court. She filed a motion with the courts to stop Dwyane from changing the name, stating that she wanted Zaya to wait until she was at least 18 and would legally do so on her own. She also backed up Jaguar Wright's claims about how Dwyane was using Zaya to live out his own fantasies through her. Siobhan spoke to Page 6, saying, Dwyane is positioned to profit from the minor child's name and gender change with various companies through contacts and marketing opportunities, including but not limited to deals with Disney. I have concerns that Wade may be pressuring our child to move forward with the name and gender change in order to capitalize on the financial opportunities that he has received from companies. She continued, Wade told me that he intended to make our child very famous due to the name and gender issue, and also informed me that there would be endorsements and contracts associated therewith. Zion, who was present at the time, answered the various companies were interested and that Disney was a prospective company. But to be fair, Siobhan made some solid points about the impact of Zaya's public transition. She voiced concerns about how Dwyane was handling it, rightfully pointing out that there will likely be media pressure on the minor child, and she was definitely right about that. Now Dwyane, though, he tried to paint the situation like Siobhan was a transphobe who hated the idea that her daughter was a trans woman. But when we take a look at Siobhan's words and her lawsuit, her issue with the situations was that Dwyane and Gabrielle were making public spectacles of Zaya's transition. They were trying to take a profit financially from it. She wanted Zaya in an environment where she would be free to transition in privacy and make her decisions without being pressured by her father and stepmom. And Dwyane's a big-time celebrity, which means that there's already a spotlight shining bright on his family and kids. And transitioning is a tough journey, even for adults who can do it in private. Now imagine being a kid like Zaya facing all this media attention. It's a lot to handle and can definitely take its toll. But Dwyane decided to reply to Siobhan's lawsuit on social media, which is a little out of the norm for him. He posted a lengthy statement on Instagram saying, "Since this must be the new way of parenting, I guess I have to address these allegations here, which is a shame. I've received a social media post about me forcing our 15-year-old child to be someone she's not and to do something against her will. These are serious and harmful allegations that have hurt our children." He continued, "While none of us are surprised by Siobhan's attempt to fight Zaya's identity and her unwavering attempt to drag my name through the mud, I'm very disappointed that she continuously finds ways of centering herself and her needs without regard to her children. Siobhan tried a similar attempt over a decade ago, and 13 lawyers later, I was awarded sole custody of our 2 kids as an active NBA player." He finally said, "No one in our house would ever force Zaya or any of our children to do anything against their will, much less force an identity on them. This isn't a game for my family, and definitely not for Zaya. Siobhan has decided to pretty much be an absent parent to Zaya all on her own. I will not sit on my hands this time or allow her to make a mockery of my dedication to my family. The high road has run out of real estate." But according to Jaguar, this is a pile of BS, and Dwyane was allegedly using his power and influence to intimidate Siobhan into silence. She claimed that Siobhan knows all about Dwyane and Gabrielle's freak-offs with Diddy, and that's another major flag on why she wants her child out of the environment. But get this, Jaguar also claims that Gabrielle and Dwyane are allegedly on the Diddy tapes that the feds seized, and it's going to be a storm when the cases finally go to trial. Fans have been commenting though. They've been saying things like, Gabrielle definitely knew, and she was his side chick during the first marriage, and karma will find you. The same way you got him will be the same way you lose him. Jaguar has always been on point. Regardless of what anyone say about Jag, she's the truth. Gab isn't innocent. She knew from the beginning. She's probably too. All those Hollywood and athletes are gaying with each other. Dwyane Wade has been throwing parties forever. They are all gay. Why do you think LeBron and Diddy are close? LeBron and Kevin Hart, Dwyane Wade and LeBron, they're all gay. And considering there have been rumors since Dwyane was in the league, he would have gay parties and trash high-end apartments, it's highly likely he groomed his son. Dwyane Wade 100% was at Diddy's parties and everyone knows it. But honestly, I just want to know what y'all think about this.
Man, dang. Well, Gabby and D, y'all gonna have to go on that stand and testify against the butt monster. Say the FBI have tapes with y'all at the freak house, bro. And I saw a news press today to where the guy was saying everybody that was in on the freak-offs gonna get called to the stand. And if you got something to do with it, they suggest you come forward now, bro. That's crazy.